Hello, and welcome to Make and Take Recycled Crafts. I'm Miss Lindsay, and this is a Make and Take monthly kit at the library where we give you the supplies to create a really cool craft, also using something that you've recycled from around your house. This month, our recycled item is either half of a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll. This will actually not be in the final craft, it's just used to prepare our supplies to make our final craft. What is that craft? Little yarn bugs. Aren't they cute? So we're going to make these and we're going to use toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls. Now, in your kit, you'll have found a big ball of yarn, a pipe cleaner, and some sticky googly eyes. You'll also need a pair of scissors from home. The first thing we want to do is get our yarn prepared and wrapped. First, we want to untangle it. It might have gotten a little bit tangled up when you brought it home. So take the time and maybe have a grown-up help you to try and get out every knot and make sure it's totally straight. There's a lot of yarn here. It should be about 30 feet. That's the size of like 5 very tall adult humans. All right, once you've got it ready, this is where our toilet paper roll or paper towel roll comes in handy. Using your finger to hold the starter in place, start wrapping around the toilet paper roll. Don't wrap too tight. We do want it to come off eventually. So go ahead and wrap it. You can wrap it over itself. You can wrap around the whole roll. This is what mine looks like right now. It's about 1 inch wide. And if you come across any knots while you're wrapping, if you can get them out, great. If you can't, that's okay. Just make them as small as possible. All right. I have wrapped all of my yarn. I'm actually going to leave a tail of about 6 to 8 inches and cut that off. It's going to help me keep the yarn in place. Now, the next thing you want to do, you've wrapped it around this toilet paper roll, but we don't want to keep that in the final product. So we're actually going to very carefully slide it off like this onto, because you don't want to lose where you've wrapped it, onto your hand or finger. So I'm going to use my finger to hold kind of that middle where the toilet paper roll hole is as I slide it off. There we go. So now it's all wrapped around my finger instead of the toilet paper roll, but it's got the same size that the toilet paper roll was. Now, using your piece that you kind of discarded and cut off, you're actually going to tie it. So you're going to put it through the center of all of that wrapping that you did and tie a really tight knot, as tight as you possibly can. It's okay if you kind of have a long thread like I do. The point is to make most of them the same size. So tie a really tight knot. And then what you want to do next is take your pipe cleaner. First, we'll fold it in half like this. Then what we want to do is put 2 twists in it. The first one is going to be about 1 inch or so from the bottom. So about here, I'm going to go ahead and twist. There we go. Twist a couple times. And then I'm going to, before I make my second twist, put it through my wrapping the way I did with the yarn and kind of hide that bottom piece in here. So this bottom section, this bottom inch, I'm going to kind of hide inside of my yarn. And then I'm going to make another twist really, really tight around the yarn where I tied a knot a few minutes ago. Twist it a couple times to make it secure. And then the next step is actually to take your scissors and very carefully, without cutting your paper clip, cut through the bottom of all of that string. You don't want it to be a full circle anymore. You want it to be a lot of pieces, kind of like a wig or hair. I'm going to cut very carefully. And voila, it looks like it has hair. A couple strings might fall off. That's okay. You can actually use your scissors very carefully to cut any extra long pieces you might have so that they all look kind of even, kind of like you're giving it a little haircut. There we go. All right, that looks pretty even to me. Now, in order to make it stand up, we've got this little bottom part here that we saved when we twisted our pipe cleaner. You'll use that to kind of flatten, use your hands to kind of flatten it out. Still is kind of going to be a little circle, and then test it on the table to make sure that it balances. I'm testing on my hand here so you can see. There you go. I've flattened it out so it'll stand up. The final step is to make your googly eyes. So with each end of the pipe cleaner, go ahead and twist it using your fingers like this into a little spiral. You can make the spirals tall, you can make the spirals small, you can bend them over so that they're kind of in front of this mop of hair here. Anything, oop, I missed a long one here. There we go. anything you like. I like mine really tall. On my demo here, they're kind of short. I'm going to keep mine really tall here, kind of make them look goofy, and I'm actually going to make them uneven. So it looks like a very goofy little monster. So I've got, there we go. Let's make them like that. So I've got one that's a little taller than the other, and I'm going to keep them up. If you wanted to fold them down, you could do that as well. You could keep rolling until they're very, very large. And then take your googly eyes. Mine are very small. Yours will probably be a little bit bigger. And they're actually sticky on the back, so you can just peel them right off of the backing and then place them in the center of the spirals that you've created. Like that. And voila! You have a new friend who can hang out with you on your computer while you're doing virtual school. He can sit on the dashboard of your car. He can hang out with you anywhere. This is your new little friend that you've made using a recycled toilet paper roll from home. A really cool thing to know is that this is the start of what makes pom-poms. If you've ever seen a yarn pom-pom on top of like a hat or on a sweater, people make them using toilet paper rolls or little cylinders just like this. So what you've done is essentially make a very large, shaggy pom-pom to create your little friend here. So that is our monthly make and take. Thanks for joining us. We'll have another one for you next month. Bye.